Welcome to God's Favourite Shepherds, a collection of 39 short stories rounding out the lives of mainly lesser-known Bible characters, with many of the stories ending with a short quiz. Listen now to the author of God's Favourite Shepherds, Bill Ackland.
Today's story is about someone who you may never have heard of. He's mentioned in the Bible, and the story is entitled The Reward of Obedience. Generations of Loyalty. And the story is based on 2 Samuel chapter 4, 2 Kings 10, and Jeremiah chapter 35. My name is Jeremiah. I have been a prophet for many years. However, Israel has taken little notice of the messages I have given them from God. Their sad fate has been determined by centuries of disobedience and idol worship. Nothing they can do now will save them from the terrible fate that awaits them. However, there is a people who are an example to the rest of Judah. They are known as the Rechabites. These people can trace their lineage back to Rechab from the town of Beeroth in the tribal area of Benjamin. It was his son Jehonadab, or as he was known, Jonadab, who was a towering figure in their ancestry. Before he laid down life's burdens, Jonadab charged his sons and his sons' sons and all his descendants that they must not drink wine or plant a vineyard. They must not live in built houses, nor sow grain in fields, as the rest of the people of Judah did. They must live in tents, and with their small herds move around the countryside as they lived out their lives. Each succeeding generation abided by their forefathers' instruction, as they still do today. Recently, though, as a temporary measure, they sought refuge in Jerusalem from the vast force of the Babylonians that were steadily advancing our way. One day, during the reign of King Jehoiakim, God gave me what I thought was a strange instruction. I did not question this, as I had long ago learnt that God knows best. But what may seem to us humans as unusual always proves to be what should happen in God's great scheme of things. God told me to take the Rechabites, who were living for a time in Jerusalem, into one of the rooms of the temple complex, which he named specifically the chamber used by the sons of Hanan. I was instructed to bring the men into this room, place before them a number of containers of wine, with a cup for each man, and tell them to drink the wine. Their spokesman said, "Not so. We will not drink this wine. For our ancestor Jonadab, whose father was Rechab, the father of our clan, commanded us not to drink wine, nor plant vineyards, build houses, nor sow grain. All these years we have obeyed the word of Jonadab, never drinking wine. Not only the men of our clan, but our wives, our sons and our daughters too, obeyed his word." Then the Lord spoke to the people of Judah through me, Jeremiah, telling them that he had laboured with them for long centuries, so they would be obedient to him and walk in his ways, but they would not. As an example of an obedient people, he told the people of Judah to look to the Rechabites. All through the generations after Jonadab, who had given his command to them as to how they should live, they were obedient to their ancestor, whom they respected and obeyed. How much more should the people of Judah obey the great God of heaven? And I wonder now if there will be any Rechabites in the future, even thousands of years later in this world's history? As a reward for their obedience, God said that the descendants of Jonadab would always have people who would be loyal to him and whom God would regard as a special people to him. As I ponder on this experience, I realise anew just how God regards the matter of obedience. It is a principle that should be evident in all areas of life. Children must be obedient to their parents. Families must be obedient to the elders and leaders of our people. The subjects of the king or ruling government must also be loyal to those over them. Over and above earthly loyalties and obedience is our duty and joy to be loyal and obedient to the great God of heaven. I often think of Enoch and Elijah, who were taken to heaven, never experiencing death. Were they without sin? No. Were they loyal to God? And did they love Him with all their heart, mind and soul? Yes. So I have determined in my special calling as a prophet of God never to question something that may seem strange to me, for it could be that God is testing my loyalty and obedience. He is my Creator. He always knows what is best. And now I have a brief quiz for you. What was the name of the prophet who told this story? Who was the ancestor of the clan of this story? And what was his son's name? In what way did this clan live differently to the rest of Judah? Describe the test God gave to the men of this clan.
You've been listening to God's Favoured Shepherds, a book with 39 short stories rounding out the lives of mainly lesser-known Bible characters. If you have any comments or questions, or to obtain a copy of this book, give us a call within Australia on 02 4973 3456 or send an email to radio@3abnaustralia.org.au. We'd love to hear from you.